All right, Aaron Parker, Parker's Safes and Vaults, Shelbyville, Tennessee. I just want to give you a look today at a new American Security product. We're going to look today at the BFX Series. We've done some videos before on the BF2 and the standard BF here. But now they're making a BFX, and that, I believe, is going to replace the BF Series in 2021. But right now you can get all three. I've really liked the BF, just the standard BF in the past. The BF2 is substantially increased as it relates to security, but this BFX is sort of in the middle. So the body on the BFX is going to be the same as the BF. So the BF and the BFX are going to be here with an 11 gauge outer, 2 inches of the dry light firewall here. It sets up like concrete, and then a 12 gauge inner, whereas the BF2 is going to have the 11 gauge outer, 2 inches of concrete, and 5/16 plate on the inner panel. And this is on the body, not on the door. The door on both they're going to be an inch of concrete. So for instance, here's a BFX, and we've got a 1/2 inch plate of steel here, and then we'll have an inch in this panel here, an inch of concrete, right? But anyway, this is the new BFX Boltworks, and the main difference here, well, other than just the robustness of the whole thing, now they're going to do 4-way active bolts. So in the past, they've had stationary bolts on the hinge side and active bolts on the top and strike side, and now what we have are 4-way active bolts. And it's a 3-way active bolt system, and what that means is that things have to move in 3 different directions before the bolts will retract. So there's really no way to do what they call bolt punching, and that's where they, smack a hammer there on a bolt, drill a hole through the side of your safe and use a punch and beat a bolt in and be able to move all this bolt works by just blunt force, right? So now that's pretty much impossible on a 3-stage bolt works. But this is really robust stuff. All the bolt works is around, or at least the rails here, top, bottom, both sides is 3/16. But if you look at some of this stuff, this is 3/8 inch plate on all this steel that holds everything together. All the bolts on top of that are bolted, like through the rail system, and then everything is reinforced as far as where the bolt guides are. So this is all, not just one layer of gauge steel like you'll find on a lot of safes, but really thick, so nothing's going to flex or bend or move. I can't see anything that would be a weak spot on this BFX. They do have a relocking system. They've got a hard plate back in here, so if the trick bag guys are trying to drill through from outside, it makes it really tough. But just overall, a really stout door. If we walk over here, I've got the excuse me, I've got the door panel off of just a standard BF, and this is still a pretty stout safe. As far as their bolt works, but there's just not a lot of that. It's not 4-way active. It's a direct drive. It doesn't have the gear drive or the 3-stage part of it. But this is all about 1/8 of an inch thick here on all the rails. Certainly not bad, and plenty robust to stop or at least slow down the bad guys. 1/2 inch plate door, inch of concrete, but huge difference between the BF and the new BFX. This particular safe is a BFX 30. They all have the same fire rating, 120 minutes at 1200 degrees. They're made in the USA. Got some nice features here. We've talked about some of this before, but the mirror in the back, a really nice interior. Everything is just, it's just nice fabric, LED light kit. The bottom, these little pockets right here, this is where the locking bolts come down from the bottom of the door, and they are received into these little bolt pockets here. But The fabric is flush with the bottom of the safe, so you're not going to nick your stocks on your high-grade weapons. Flexible interior. You can move, you know, all the interior around. You can take these shelves out if you want to have all long guns. You can put these cover panels on. There we go. If you want to have all shelves. So very versatile interior. This one doesn't have, this is textured granite. It's a 60-30, which means it's 60 inches tall, 30 inches wide. The door gaps are nice and tight. I'm not sure if you can see that, but it's about 1/8 of an inch. It might look a little bit more than that because it's a recessed. Let me open that up, but you can see that it's a recessed door, so it kind of, the light falls on it, but it's about 1/8 of an inch, I would say, all the way around. But nice tight tolerances on a production safe. You know, if you we've got graph unders, and graph under kind of has the market corner. Here's a graph under. You can see that on a graph under, it's much less than 1/8. You can barely get the edge of a dollar bill in there. But graph unders are, they're top of the line. I really like them, but I would say this safe is going to compare with a graph under. And certainly the BF2 with that thicker plate on the inside of the body. But this safe has no logos. We, you know, some folks like the idea of not having a logo on the safe, and that way there's no way for a bad guy to even know what kind of safe it is to maybe get started. You know, like if a guy was a professional, he'd have to try to figure out where to drill or something like that. Well, without knowing what kind of safe it is right off, it might slow him down a little bit. And that's really the name of the game here. We can only slow him down, right? All the BF series safes come in all those standard colors that you see with American Security. They've got the textured colors, granite, black. This is a textured chocolate, sandstone. This would be textured sandstone. But then you can also do combinations. You can do two-tone, like black gloss, all kinds of different colors. And then you can do all gloss as well. So here's some all gloss. There's, oh, look at that, red, white, and blue, right? But anyway, some really nice color combinations. And then something a lot of people don't know about is they advertise a lot of their two-tone colors, but you can do any combination of colors that they make. So if you want to do kind of a unique two-tone, like here's one that you don't see advertised too often or even at all, I think, would be a pearl gloss door on a textured granite body. So anyway, a lot of options there. But anyway, just wanted to show you the new BFX. So there it is. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment box or just give us a call. Parker Safes and Vaults. Thanks for having a look.